She is a great gal, great sense of humor. Kelly and I have known each other since 2002 when she won the very first American Idol. They told her that she could choose her idol to come sing with her on the finale, and she chose me, and that's the first time we met.
Kind of style, I would love an old school record, like an old school country. Like, I think that would be amazing. This is me asking as a fan.
In the world of television, there are jobs, and then there are thrones. And the spinning red chair on NBC's The Voice is nothing short of a throne, a seat of immense power that can crown new stars and redefine the legacy of icons. This season, that throne has a new queen, the undisputed legend of country music, Reba McEntire.
Do you guys remember the first time that you ever actually recorded in a studio?
Mm-hmm. I was a sophomore in high school, Kiowa, Oklahoma, and our Oklahoma history teacher had written a song, and the next day we went to Benson Sound Studio in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and recorded it.
On the surface, it seems like a perfect, friendly passing of the torch. Reba, the mentor and close friend, stepping into the role recently vacated by her beloved former daughter-in-law, Kelly Clarkson. The media portrays it as a simple casting change, but the real story is far more complicated. This is not a simple replacement. It is the final dramatic chapter in a decade-long saga of ambition, loyalty, and a painful family divorce that changed everything.
Okay, next. Yes!
Okay.
I mean, it looks like you're about to fall with the horse, but you're not.
Okay, three things about that. I've got the reins in the wrong hand.
Today, we will unravel the one thread that ties Reba's past to Kelly's present. We will reveal the one secret reason that explains it all, the same hidden reason that forced Reba to reject this throne all those years ago, and the only reason she was finally able to say yes now. And the key to this entire puzzle, the one factor that has dictated every move in this quiet power struggle, isn't a contract or a career move, it's a man. And that man's name is Brandon Blackstock.
The end?
Yeah.
Do you tell her how much you love her?
I don't want to.
You don't want to?
Oh, yeah. I love you, and I send you a special.
Clarkson seemingly throws shade at her ex-husband while putting her own twist on Gail's ABCDE.
To understand the secret, we have to go back in time. The year is 2011. The world of television is dominated by one giant, American Idol. A new upstart show called The Voice is being developed, a bold gamble with a new format of blind auditions. To have any chance of competing, the producers know they need an undisputed A-list superstar in one of their 4 red chairs. They need a legend. They need a queen. And in the world of country music, there was only one name on their list, Reba McEntire. At this point in her career, Reba wasn't just a singer. She was an empire. A multi-platinum recording artist, a Golden Globe-nominated actress with her own hit sitcom, a Broadway star, and a savvy businesswoman. She was and is royalty. For the producers of The Voice, she was the ultimate prize, the anchor who could lend their risky new show instant credibility and attract millions of viewers.
I want to be an American Idol because I like to perform. That's just all I do.
And just in case our next contestant doesn't hit the big time, Kelly Clarkson has a backup plan.
This is unique. I like this. Is that a skirt? This used to be her pants. These used to be my pants. This thing. That's cute.
The offer was made, the contract was drawn up, the throne of what would become television's biggest music show was officially and exclusively offered to her. The industry held its breath. And then, in a move that would unknowingly change the course of pop culture history, Reba McEntire said no. The rejection sent the producers scrambling. With their first choice out, they needed another country star, and they needed one fast. They turned to a man who at the time was a successful and beloved figure in country music, but was far from the global superstar we know today. A charming hitmaker from Oklahoma, with a mischievous grin. His name was Blake Shelton. For Blake, this was the opportunity of a lifetime. It was a golden ticket to introduce himself to a massive, mainstream audience beyond the world of country radio. He said yes, and in that moment, his life was forever altered.
Here's on, this is the 11th season of The Voice.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes, I don't know what's crazier, that it's the 11th season of The Voice or that I'm actually still on The Voice.
You're still on it.
Yeah.
You've hung
Right,
it. How many have you won? How many times have you won?
The Voice didn't just make Blake Shelton famous, it made him a household name, an inescapable part of the cultural conversation. His album sales soared, his concert tours sold out arenas, and his personal life became front-page news. The job Reba had passed on had become Blake's kingdom. And it was on this very set, in the red chair that was originally designed for Reba, that Blake Shelton's life would change forever, not just professionally, but personally, leading to one of the most famous and famously complicated relationships in modern celebrity history. The stage was set. Blake's star was born, and a decade of television history began to unfold, all because Reba McEntire was reportedly too busy. But was that the real story? As we are about to discover, the full reason she turned down the show is far more personal and complex. And it's the first major piece of the puzzle in understanding the secret fight for the Voice throne. And so Blake Shelton's kingdom was born from the throne Reba McEntire abdicated. But our investigation begins with the promise we made, uncovering the real, complex reason she said no.
Daughter-in-law Kelly Clarkson. In response to criticism Clarkson has received over her weight and her claims that she's had a hard time finding artists to collaborate with, Reba told Entertainment Tonight that Kelly has always been able to defend herself, but if there's any slack needed to be taken up, Reba will be there in a heartbeat. The country legend said she's very proud of Clarkson, adding, quote, "Everybody knows she's talented, but sometimes they don't see that big-hearted, loving person that she really is."
The official story, the one told in press releases, was that the contract was too restrictive. She was also launching her own sitcom, Malibu Country, and couldn't commit the time. And while that's true, it's a surface-level explanation. To understand Reba's decision, you have to understand that she is more than an artist. She is an empire. A multi-platinum recording artist, a Golden Globe-nominated actress with her own hit sitcom, a Broadway star, and a savvy businesswoman. She was and is royalty. For the producers of The Voice, she was the ultimate prize, the anchor who could lend their risky new show instant credibility and attract millions of viewers. The deeper truth is that in 2011, joining an unproven show as just one of 4 coaches was a risk to that empire. She wasn't a singer looking for a gig. She was a titan of industry, protecting her legacy. So she chose to bet on herself. For years, that decision seemed like a simple business calculation. Reba continued to tour and act, while The Voice, with Blake Shelton in her chair, became a global sensation. The story seemed to be over. But then the universe introduced a twist that would tie Reba to the show in a way no one could have ever predicted. Another young woman with a powerhouse voice who had also won a televised singing competition joined the show. Her name was Kelly Clarkson. The connection between Reba and Kelly was already deep. Reba was Kelly's idol, her mentor, and her friend. But their bond was about to become infinitely more complex. Kelly had fallen in love and married a man named Brandon Blackstock, and Brandon's stepmother was Reba McEntire.
Brandon's been my son forever, seems like. Although he's my stepson, I still love him like he's my blood.
Reba McEntire breaks her silence on Brandon Blackstock's death 1 week after losing his battle with cancer.
Suddenly, the lines were blurred. The Voice, the show Reba had rejected, was now a family affair. The set was now home to both her close friend and her beloved daughter-in-law. Reba would often appear as a mega mentor, offering advice to all the coaches, including Blake and Kelly. On the surface, it was a beautiful, full-circle story. The Queen of Country mentoring the next generation of superstars, which now included her own family. But behind the scenes, this created an unspoken and incredibly complicated power dynamic. The family tie, in a way, became a golden handcuff. How could Reba ever consider joining the show as a competing coach? It would mean actively competing against her own daughter-in-law on national television. Her loyalty would constantly be questioned. The throne that was once hers for the taking was now occupied by family, making it politically and personally untouchable. Then came the event that changed everything. Kelly Clarkson's painful and intensely public divorce from Brandon Blackstock. The split was not just the end of a marriage, it was the dissolution of a business and family dynasty. And as the legal battles raged, the family tie that bound Kelly to Reba was tragically and officially severed.
I don't know how anybody, I'll just be real with you, goes through grief, like divorce, any kind of grief, any kind of loss, without having an outlet.
With a more than 3-year legal battle, the talk show host has filed a countersuit against her former husband and his father, Narvel Blackstock's management firm.
And with that divorce, the single biggest unspoken obstacle preventing Reba from ever claiming her throne on The Voice was suddenly and dramatically removed. The family tie was broken. A few seasons later, Kelly Clarkson chose to leave the show to start a new life in New York City. The throne that had once belonged to her former daughter-in-law was now empty. The path was finally, tragically, clear. But Reba's decision to finally say yes wasn't just about good timing. It was about legacy, a final strategic move in this decade-long story. And the truth behind her acceptance reveals everything about her ambition, and her complex relationship with Kelly Clarkson's past. So we arrive at the final question. With the path finally clear, why did Reba say yes now? The answer isn't just one thing. It's a perfect storm of opportunity, strategy, and destiny. Professionally, the risk was gone. The Voice is now a global institution, a safe bet for her brand. Personally, the complicated family tie that had made the role untouchable was now gone. The board was finally clear. But the final reason is the most powerful. This was her chance to claim the throne that was originally offered to her. It was a full circle moment, a quiet correction of history. And that is the final shocking irony of this entire story. Reba's first decision to say no accidentally created the world that made Blake Shelton a superstar and brought Kelly Clarkson into a complex family drama. And it was the eventual collapse of that very world, the divorce, Kelly's departure, that finally cleared the path for Reba to return and claim her crown. She isn't just taking a seat on a TV show, she is stepping into a kingdom whose chaotic history she unknowingly wrote from the very beginning. A true Queen's Gambit, played out over a decade.